Shalawam, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashim double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to like out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. All right, I want to get into a quick topic, just based upon Jake and the state and the mindset, that Jake is currently in, Uh, you see Jake every single day, man, and it's just like Jake is just out here wasting away. Jake is just out here wasting away, and for us, within this truth, we just long for, the point on where we can get over this. We can get over this hump, or get over this hump that we're in, or this slump. You know, as the majority of our people are in spiritual darkness right now. This Jeremiah 2, and I'll start at verse 13. It says, "For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water." So Jake have forsaken the Lord, and they've carved out their own way by following false images, following false gods, and just not trusting in YAHAWASHI, leading them to destruction, as we know. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? The young lions roared upon him and yelled, and they made his land waste. His cities are burnt without inhabitant. And when you look around now, this is really the state that Jake is in. It's like he's a servant, he's a homeborn slave. And Jake is spoiled like rotten milk, man. Jake is desperately wicked and spoiled like rotten milk. And when you go back to the curses and then you look at, the state of Jake, within the hoods and the ghettos and things of America, man, it's just like you really see what the prophets saw and wondering, like, how could this be their people? And looking at Jake, that shit is depressing, man. Word up. It's depressing being in society in general, but just looking at our people and just the way they is, you definitely can understand 100 times more, 100 times over, why the prophets of old looked a certain way, when they saw the visions or saw our people within a certain state, knowing, and in this present time, we haven't seen it currently, but back then they seen it, they were going through, they seen us at the highs, during the rains and things like that, and then it come down to the low point of ever, it's just like it's something else, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbearable, and especially when the spirit in which we have, it's just like damn, So this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 20. I started 28. It says, "And the Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee." And this is exactly how it is. You see Jake up and down the streets. You see Jake on TV, regardless of what monetary status they may be in, they still groping in darkness. And nothing is working out here for Jake. Regardless of what Jake tried, nothing is working, because what? They not coming back into the Most High. So they're going to continue to walk within that darkness and be just as spoiled as rotten goddamn milk. The Lord said he will bring us into a land flowing with milk and honey. America ain't it. They be saying what? This ain't it, chief, or whatever they be saying. This definitely ain't it, man. This definitely ain't it. Jake is getting more rotten and more spoiled by the day, and especially the women, by the ways of the TV and their minds and everything being hyped up so much by social media, and you got just people looking like straight buckets of shit. To be honest, Jake is looking like straight buckets of shit, man, straight up and down. But I wanted to go to Slacky. Yeah, this is Amos 5 and 16. It says, therefore the Lord, the power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in the streets, shall be in all streets, and they shall and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandmen to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing, and in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. And it's, I mean, it's wailing now, in a status where Jake is complaining unto, you know, Esau in his hierarchy, but they not crying up unto the Lord. Jake is simply begging Esau to be a part of his society, to be integrated more within his society, when it was never designed for you, man. Never designed for you at all. And Jake feel as though they have some type of privilege, or they should get some type of privilege, when you were brought here to be slaves. Like that, it makes no sense. And this is why Jake is still going to continuously be spoiled. For that simple fact alone, because it's all about the mindset. And until Jake come out of the mindset of this world, they're not going to see the big picture. Because there is nothing you can gain by integrating yourself with the so-called white man. Nothing at all, man. Nothing at all. That's why the scriptures that's why the scriptures say this. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. Okay? People is walking with nothing but destruction on their minds, of what they can do evil to the next person to get over. The quickest way to make a buck. A dude, what I'm saying, just willing to put his homeboy down for whatever. People willing to try to sacrifice themselves. It's like it sacrifice people they know to try to join the Illuminati and different things like this, man. This is the state that Jake is in, because Esau, with his doctrine, his philosophy, his wine, has polluted Jake's mind so damn much that they can't see clear. But our people need to cling more unto the Lord's word, and their hearts be sprinkled, with that clear conscience once they enter into the Lord. But Jake don't want to have it that way. That's why it says what. Matter of fact, let me go to it real quick. What Jeremiah. Yeah, Jeremiah 5:31. The prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means. And my people love to have it so. And what will you do in the end thereof? So Jake like to be pacified, man. Jake loves to be pacified. That's just the way, the nature of Jake, for whatever goddamn reason. And it shit is ridiculous, man. That you would love to be sit here and to be lied to, And the scriptures also say what they don't want to hear real prophecy. They rather hear prophesied deceits, man. They rather hear deceit coming from the mouths of people to make them feel good, to stroke their ego, so to speak, man. That's what it's all about. This world has come nothing but unto feelings and emotions that Jake want to try to thrive off of, to justify their wrongdoings, But we're here to call our people out, regardless of, the fact, Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. How else can you get right unless you're showed what you're doing wrong? How else can you get right unless you want to acknowledge these things and want to get better? And Jake becomes so selfish because they think it's just all about them, and they forget about their people, But we're here suffering one another amongst one another throughout this hell, man. And the only way we're going to be uplifted is through the Lord and together as a people, you know, with the elect, man. Everything is going to be through the elect, you know. And Jake just don't want to realize that regardless. And every time, you know what I'm saying, like I walk around, it's like I hate to be around niggas. And when you see him, it's just like, yo, Jake is finished, man. Jake is finished. You know, but you know, with that, you know, I just wanted to make this a short video, you know, just touching on Jake, you know, and the state of the weakest state of affairs, you know, that our people are in, you know, and we desperately need, you know, YAHAWASHI, you know, that roaring lion to come back to set our people straight. You know, so with that, I hope this segment was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bashim Yahushua, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to like up there, doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalawam.